Anti-Corruption Bureau ACB to reopen Amaryllis Hotel. Reserve Bank of Malawi defends policy rate cut amid improving inflation outlook. We have more details to these stories and more. Do stay with us. As southern Lebanon faces renewed conflict and upheaval, the country's foreign minister has requested assistance from the Holy See to preserve the Christian presence near the border with Israel. Since the outbreak of renewed conflict in the Middle East, Christians near the border with Israel have endured relentless bombardments and evacuation orders, triggering a massive humanitarian crisis. We have more details in this Vatican News report read by Phallus Chizombe.
Yusuf Like, Lebanon's Minister of Foreign Affairs, spoke with Archbishop Paul Richard Gara, Vatican Secretary for Relations with States and International Organizations, by phone on Tuesday, which was confirmed by the Director of the Holy See Place Office, Matteo Bloni. Raki posted on X that the two men exchanged views on the latest developments in Lebanon and on the difficult situation facing the broader villages in the south. According to Lake, Archbishop Gara affirmed that the Holy See is making all the necessary diplomatic contacts to halt the escalation in Lebanon and to prevent the displacement of citizens from their lands. The Archbishop also assured his and the Pope's prayers for the people of Lebanon, according to the Lebanese Foreign Minister. On Monday, a Maronite Catholic priest was killed in Quara, Lebanon, as he assisted parishioners whose house had been struck by a tank round. In response, Pope Leo XIV prayed for Father Pierre Elhard Eulahi, for all innocents, including many children, and for those assisting them, and for cessation of hostilities. The Pope made his first apostolic journey abroad to Lebanon and Turkey in December 2025. While in Lebanon, he lamented the displacement of Christians from the country, which hosts the largest Christian community in the Middle East. On that occasion, Pope Leo noted that Christians in Lebanon bear the mission to build a civilization of love and peace.
The Reserve Bank of Malawi, RBM, has defended the recent reduction of the policy rate from 26% to 24%, saying the decision reflects the improving inflation outlook while maintaining a cautious stance to safeguard economic stability. Director of Financial Markets at the Reserve Bank of Malawi and Chairperson of the Monetary Policy Technical Committee, Esther Machado, says that the policy adjustment signals positive economic developments despite persistent pressures in the foreign exchange market. Machado made the remarks in Lilongwe during the first Monetary Policy Technical Forum. We have more details in this report filed by Charity Chilanga.
In an interview, Machado explained that the reduction in the policy rate follows a steady decline in inflation, although the monetary policy stance remains tight at 24%. Machado said while Malawi continues to experience foreign exchange shortages, the central bank took a measured approach in easing the rate as economic indicators suggested that conditions are gradually improving. She added that although geopolitical tensions present potential upside risks to inflation, authorities expect the impact to be temporary and assured that the central bank will continue to monitor developments closely.
Thank you. Regarding the leakages that we are experiencing through the informal channels, be it through the cryptocurrencies or other digital platforms, there are measures that are being taken by the bank to ensure that there are proper regulations that should guide these operations, and there are measures that are being taken.
Meanwhile, Economics Association of Malawi Executive Director Isimi Kanyombo has described the policy rate reduction as balanced in light of prevailing economic conditions. Kanyumbu said while inflation pressures in Malawi are largely driven by supply-side factors, it is important that monetary policy easing remains cautious due to potential risks including exchange rate pressures and rising global fuel prices linked to geopolitical tensions.
Yes, I indicated that in the analysis that we are carrying out, ECAMA together with NPS, it is noted that much as we talk about the ATMM, we have seen significant amounts to agriculture, but the numbers that have been allocated in the current budget to tourism, mining and manufacturing, they're not significant enough.
On the economic outlook, Kanyumbu said the projected 3.8% economic growth target outlined in the 2026-2027 national budget is achievable, but requires careful implementation of growth strategies. She noted that although agriculture has received significant allocations under the Agriculture, Tourism, Mining and Manufacturing ATMM strategy, sectors such as tourism, mining and manufacturing require increased investment to effectively drive economic growth.
The Consumers Association of Malawi, CAMA, has urged water authorities to diligently balance their operational needs with consumer protection amid a proposal to increase water tariffs. Water boards in the country are lobbying various stakeholders, including Parliament, to approve their proposals to hike water tariffs, citing higher operational costs. They say the current charges do not reflect the rising cost of producing and supplying water across the country. We have more details on this in this report filed by Constance Kamdemeni.
Reacting to the proposals, CAMA Executive Director John Capito said while the association understands the financial challenges faced by the water boards, any tariff adjustments must take into account the economic hardships many Malawians are currently experiencing. Capito said water is an essential service and increasing tariffs without adequate safeguards could place an additional burden on low-income households. CAMA has therefore called on authorities to ensure that consultations with stakeholders are transparent and that the interests of consumers are fully considered before any decision is made. Capito further urged government and water boards to improve efficiency and reduce operational losses, saying such measures could help ease pressure on tariffs while still maintaining reliable service delivery.
There's a legal requirement for government institutions, parastatals, especially the water boards, to review their water tariffs every year and submit to government for either approvals or rejections or amendments. These tariff adjustments requests from the water boards address issues of
During a recent engagement with the members of parliament, water boards requested a tariff review to help them meet increasing operation costs and sustain water supply services. In the proposed adjustments, Lilongwe Water Board is seeking to raise its tariff to 1,519 kwacha per cubic meter from 1,265 kwacha, while Luntha Water Board has proposed an increase to 2,514 kwacha per cubic meter from 2,010 kwacha. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, this is Constance Kamdemeni.
Malawi has joined the rest of the world in commemorating World Kidney Day 2026 with Malawi Health Equity Network Mekin and the Kidney Foundation of Malawi calling for greater public awareness and improved access to kidney care services. In an interview with Luntha television, Mekin Executive Director George Jobe said the day, observed under the theme Kidney Health for All, caring for people, protecting the planet, highlights the urgent need to promote kidney health, expand access to care, and strengthen public awareness about kidney disease, often described as a silent killer. We have more details in this report, followed by Gift Kalonga.
Mekin Executive Director George Jobe said kidney disease remains a growing health concern in Malawi, warning that many people live with the condition without knowing because symptoms often appear at later stages. He therefore encouraged Malawians to undergo regular medical checkups to help detect kidney problems early. He also noted that access to dialysis treatment in the country remains limited, with public dialysis services currently available at Queen Elizabeth Central Hospital and Kamuzu Central Hospital. Jobe welcomed government plans to establish another dialysis center at Mzuzu Central Hospital, saying the move will help improve access to treatment. Jobe further stressed the importance of prevention, urging people to adopt healthy lifestyles, such as exercising regularly, maintaining a balanced diet, drinking enough water, and managing conditions like hypertension and diabetes, which increase the risk of kidney disease.
The Malawi Health Equity Network and the Kidney Foundation Malawi have released a statement to join the Minister of Health in Malawi and the global community as we commemorate the World Kidney Day for 2026, which falls on the second Thursday of March, and this year it is on 12 March. We look at the theme for this year, which is the kidney health for all, caring for people, protecting the planet. It highlights the urgent need to promote kidney health and also ensure equitable access to kidney care for those who are already suffering, and appreciating that there's a connection between human health and the environment.
Mekin and the Kidney Foundation of Malawi have urged policymakers, communities, and health institutions to adopt sustainable practices, saying protecting the environment is essential for safeguarding kidney health and the well-being of people. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, this is Gift Kalonga.
Karonga health authorities are exploring cross-border discussions with Tanzania to contain the spread of Mpox in the district, which currently has an active case. The district has recorded 7 cases since 2025, including 5 women and 2 men, with 4 cases originating from Tanzania. The District Environmental and Integrated Health Surveillance Officer Raymond Jereni said in an interview with Luntha television that public awareness campaigns on prevention and control are ongoing, and the district seeks support for resources to engage the Tanzanian government. Our reporter Adam Zmwenelubembe caught up with Jeremy.
We are sensitizing the community using the local structures whereby we have HSS, we have volunteers in the community, including the chiefs and other structures that are relevant in the community, for them to share information with the community in terms of prevention and control of Mpox, and for them to identify a case of Mpox and make sure that the case should be reported to the nearest facility. That's the first one. Second one is we are able to identify the cases among the population and then the contact of the case and the monitoring. So these are some of the activities we are doing. In addition to that, we isolate the cases for case management. We have a plan whereby we want to engage the coordinating with the Tanzania counterparts. So if the resources will be available, it will be all right. But as of now, we don't have resources, but it's our plan. So the discussion will enhance our surveillance system with Tanzania, because we have 4 cases that are from Tanzania, while we have cumulative we have 7 cases in Karonga, but out of which 4 are from Tanzania. The symptoms of mpox, which are very simple, it's like just some skin rashes. So the rash on the skin with the we're going to call it Vacilla papera. So those ones, it's difficult for the community to tolerate the way and the way it appears. But what I can say is like the rash on the skin. At the same time, it has some like parts like inside. So if they identify that when location, definitely let them report that location to the gateway guys.
Remember that you're watching news coming to you live from Bishop Navy Media Center, and today with me, Tandu and Zumara. We'll be back with more right after this break. Stay tuned.
Your school fees kwa kuhega tobano. Listen to fees by Airdo Money. Muta your school fees mosa vuda kudzera pafoni yanu. Tsadirani ndondomeko zotsatirazi. Choyamba, imbani *211#. Pamenyo yomwe mutapatsidwe, sankhani 8 kuti mulipire fees. Pitirizani posankha 1 yomwe ndi sente fees. Kenako mudzafunsidwa kuti mulowetse admissions number. Kutoka hapo, mudzaona skulu yomwe mukufuna kulipira komanso dzina la ophunzira. Onetsetsani kuti zonse ndi zolondola. Pitirirani ndi kuyika ndalama zomwe mukufuna kulipira. Lembani pini yanu ya Airtel Money kuti muvomereze kulipira. Ndipo nthawi yomweyo mudzalandira SMS yotsimikiza kuti zatheka.
Ife Maranatha Natural Healing Ministries tikuthandiza mavuto osiyanasiyana.
Munthu ine ndakhala kudwala nthenda ya mgonamgono. Kupita ku chipatala anazota kulu BP yanu yakwera kwambiri. Ndinafika posiya kuona kumakhala nyumba ineyo satuluka koma nditakwitsa ntchito mahebo amaranatha ululu unatha ndikuona patali olomota ndipatsa singano kuti ndike ulusi ndiyika mbota ineyo.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Ndi atanthi yesa bwinobwino kuchipatala ndimene amana kuti tikuona kuti munthu tupa ziwiri sakula kwambiri komanso mtima wanu kuoneka kudontha madzi ndachita ndithu kuchokera ku Maranatha.
Chinthu chochinali chotupa kuti ndimange tayi ni makanika tayi makhapa mba pachotupacho olo kuti ndimange mabatani zimaoneka kuti mkati mukhakandaikamo kanthu kena kake umboni ndina kuti ndachita kuchokera ku Maranatha.
Ine matenda adandiphatha ine adali yasima esesani musachedwe pitani ku Maranatha.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Mukapita ku Maranatha kwagula mankhwala mukupanga za moyo wa inu mukupanga za moyo wakaza komanso mukupanga moyo wa ana.
Maumboni ochuluka akuperekedwa tsiku ndi tsiku.
Mahebo akupezeka mashopu onse a Maranatha muno Malawi. Phone 0888 381 131 kapena 0996 867 190. Maranatha Natural Healing Ministries, mabanja athanzi, dziko la thanzi. Wakusina kutu ndi nasi.
MAGA ndi bungwe la anthu odzipereka ofuna kutukula miyoyo ya atsikana ndi amayi achichepere m'Malawi. Iwo agwira ntchitoyi kwa zaka zoposera makumi awiri.
Kodi anthu amene achitidwa nkhanza zosiyanasiyana
ndi thandizo la chuma kuchokera ku NCA-DCA Malawi, bungwe la MAGA likuthetsa nkhanza kwa amayi ndi atsikana m'maboma adowa ndi ntchisi.
Koma titafika kudzera mu uphungu wa MAGA tidapeza kuti zikhalidwe zina zimapangitsanso kuti mayi akhale mopanikizika.
Kwati nkukula m'boma la dowa nkhani za nkhanza kwa amayi ndi atsikana zikuchepa chifukwa cha kubwera kwa MAGA mothandizidwa ndi NCA-DCA Malawi.
Ineyo ndi MAGA tinadziwana ndikathawi kwambiri kungoti
ngati njira imodzi yolimbikitsira atsikana kuti akhale olimba mnyengo zonse. MAGA ikuphunzitsa atsikana kukonza okha zodzisamalirira pamene ali pa msambo.
kukiramu kwathamali kuphunzitsa zinthu zambiri zinthu zake like kusoka mabadi amatithandiza monga ife atsikana tikamapanga nthawi ya sambo. Mabadi ake like this, like what guys? Like this! Like what? Like this!
Mayi Mphatso Baluwa Jimu ndi mkulu wa bungwe la MAGA ndipo akuti project iyi yathandiza kwambiri kudowa ndipo akuyembekeza kuti ntchito ngati izi zifikira ku ntchisi.
Project imene iri 2025 yomwe ino ya tayambaso ku ntchisi. Pano patikukamba pano tikupanga implement so ku ntchisi tayamba ndi tiye imodzi kumene tikupangaso zinthu zofanana ndi zimene tikupanga kuno kudowa ndithu ndekuti zikuonetsa ndithu kuti danga kapena kuthekera kokula kuli.
Remember that you're watching news coming to you live from Bishop Nevi Media Center, and today with me, Tandi Wemzamara. Before we proceed, let's have another look at the headlines. Lebanon seeks Holy See support to preserve Christian presence near Israel border. Anti-Corruption Bureau ACB to reopen Amaryllis Hotel purchase probe following pressure from Public Accounts Committee, PAC of Parliament. Reserve Bank of Malawi defends policy rate cut amid improving inflation outlook. And now the news. Death toll tops 110 as heavy rains wreak havoc across East Africa. Proceeding with the news, in sports, the Malawi Professional Boxing Control Board, MPBCB, says it will not allow boxers to participate in boxing bouts either in Malawi or abroad if they decide to leave the association. Speaking during a press conference held in Lilongwe on Thursday, The board's president, Lonzo Zimba, said the door remains open for any boxer wishing to leave the association, but those who decide to do so will not be allowed to return. The remarks come following the recent establishment of a boxing league by another body also promoting the sport, the Boxing Federation of Malawi, BFMA. We have more details on this report filed by Patrick Popper.
Zimba urged boxers to carefully consider their decisions for the sake of developing the sport of boxing in the country. He further said the board is not intimidated by the presence of another association, even if it attracts a number of professional boxers.
We have what we call human rights and freedom. Everybody has got the rights to affiliate. So if any boxer wanted to associate or affiliate with the Malawi Boxing Federation, definitely we are going to allow him or her, but we'll never welcome. We will never welcome him back. If he goes, he should make sure that he has packed everything, and that boxer will never be allowed to come back to us.
Meanwhile, New Dawn Boxing Promotion Chief Executive Officer Michael Chimaliza has commended the Malawi Professional Boxing Control Board leadership for clarifying misconceptions that emerged following the introduction of the Boxing Federation of Malawi.
I think we have to emphasize that in terms of promoters, I think we haven't had any confusion, amongst ourselves. I believe that I think the confusion has mostly, affected boxers in terms of where it must align to. Because, as promoters, the current promoters that are here, we are affiliated to the Malawi Professional Boxing Control Board, and we promote professional boxing. So, because what we are hearing mostly, is that the boxing federation tournaments are going to be organized by themselves.
Bison Fuso fighter Gwayani, together with other boxers who attended the press conference, say they will remain loyal to the Malawi Professional Boxing Control Board and will not leave the association. For Luntha News, this is Patrick Popper.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau, ACB, told the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament earlier today during an appearance before the committee at the Parliament building that its investigations found no evidence of corruption in the purchase of Amaryllis Hotel by the Public Service Pension Trust Fund, PSPTF. ACB Acting Director General Gabriel Shembezi told the committee that investigators did not establish substantive evidence linking officials involved in the transaction to corrupt practices or abuse of office. However, Shembezi said the Bureau identified operational risks in the transaction, including concerns over the escalation of the hotel's purchase price, adding that the ACB wrote to the Attorney General of Malawi in December 2025, highlighting the risks and recommending a comprehensive forensic audit. We have more details on this and an earlier meeting by the Pack of Parliament and Nico Assets in this report filed by Alison Banda and Judith Hogan, and read in our studios by Kalista Gamendo.
Before the Public Accounts Committee, Pack of Parliament, Anti-Corruption Bureau ACB Acting Director General Gabriel Shembezi disclosed that its investigation found no evidence of corruption in purchasing of Amaryllis Hotel by the Public Service Pension Trust Fund. According to Shembezi, the committee that the Bureau did not find substantive evidence linking any official involved in the transaction of corruption practices. Mbezi also said investigation did not establish any evidence of abuse of office in relation to the deal. However, he noted that the Bureau identified several operations risks associated with the transaction, including concern over the escalation of the hotel purchasing price. Chimbezi disclosed that in 2025, the Bureau wrote to the Attorney General of Malawi to highlight the risk uncovered during the investigation. He added that a comprehensive forensic audit report would be required to determine whether any corruption practices may have occurred in the purchase.
In our report after the investigations, we had indicated that the SCB would reopen the investigation on the sale of Amaris Hotel.
Earlier in the day, the committee also met officials from Nico Asset Managers Limited. The company's chief executive officer, Daniel Dunga, told PAC that the firm had advised its client, PSPTF, against acquiring 100% of Ameris Hotel in 2023. The move was not the best interest of the trust. According to Dunga, the firm instead recommended that the trust identify a strategic partner, such as a hotel management company, to acquire at least 45% of the asset and manage the hotel operations. He added that Nico Asset Managers also raised concern about the liquidity of the investments and warned that the expected trends could be lower than anticipated. Meanwhile, PAC chairperson Baba Steve Malondela has commended Nico for withdrawal from the deal after realizing that the transaction would have not been viable. Malondela said the decision by Nico to formally inform the pension fund that it would no longer participate in their transaction demonstrated professionalism and courage.
Basically, the committee felt that the SCB, when they got information about fraud and tried to cut corners by the pension fund, people had issues that they did act with speed.
Is expected to continue engaging other stakeholders, including former and current board members of the pension fund, as part of its inquiry into the transaction.
Now, in other news, the death toll from devastating floods and landslides across East Africa has surpassed 110, with at least 64 people killed in Ethiopia and 50 in Kenya, as torrential rains continue to batter the region, destroying homes and displacing thousands. Scientists warn that human-driven climate change is making intense, long-lasting downpours more frequent and severe across East Africa. We have more details in this report, in this Africa News report read by Phyllis Chizombe.
In southern Ethiopia's Gamo zone, at least 64 people have died after saturated slopes gave way following days of intense rainfall, local police inspector Abraham Buda confirmed. Dozens remain missing as search operations continue. The town of Aba, Mich, and surrounding areas suffered widespread damage to homes, infrastructure, and farmland, with mudslides blocking key roads and bridges. Across the border, Kenya's Interior Ministry reported 50 deaths, with 17 countries affected, including Nairobi, Kisumu, and Narok. More than 12,300 homes have been destroyed or damaged, and 9 people remain missing. Multi-agency response teams have been deployed to coordinate relief efforts as flash floods disrupt roads, power supply, and schools. Scientists warn that human-driven climate change is making intense, long-lasting downpours more frequently and severe across East Africa. The disaster follows last July's devastating landslide in Ethiopia's Gezi Gofa zone that killed over 229 people.
And that's about what we had time for in this edition of our news bulletin. But before we go, here's a reminder of the headlines. Lebanon seeks Holy See support to preserve Christian presence near Israel border. Anti-Corruption Bureau ACB to reopen Amaryllis Hotel purchase probe following pressure from Public Accounts Committee, PAC of Parliament. Reserve Bank of Malawi defends policy rate cut amid improving inflation outlook. And now the news. Death toll tops 110 as heavy rains wreak havoc across East Africa. My name is Tandiwe Nzumara. Thank you so much for keeping me company, and you continue following the rest of our programs right here on Luntha TV. Goodbye for now, and do take care.